Hi, I'm former MLB player Jermaine Curtis.
Drill deep to left field. There it goes.
And welcome to my online coaching program. Hey Clayton, thanks for sending me over the video. Sorry it's taking me so long. It's because I've had my online coaching clients. I coach players online just like I'm doing with you guys, and it's got a little overwhelming this last week. So sorry about that. So with that being said, let's get into it. So I like everything that's going on. I took a look at this video and was breaking things down. I like how he gets into that back leg. He gets into that back hip, which is good. He has that little coil where the knee turns into the back leg. Perfect. And then you can see how once he starts to stride, you can see how his hands start to go back. Knob starts pointing to the catcher. Elbow gets into that box position with that back elbow up. To get that shoulder, that scap activated. And then you can see here as he starts to swing, front foot lands at 45 degrees. And then you see how he starts turning the barrel here and working to the baseball and through the baseball. Now, I love the finish. I love what, he gets to thrust into the baseball front side, and he finishes along through it, hitting, the barrel of the bat on the ground. Just to get as much through it as he possibly can. So I love a lot of the mechanics that you guys got going on here. You guys have definitely worked hard. One of the things that I see here, I can see how he's rolling over. Now, the first thing I want to say is you can see where you're flipping the ball. I don't have a problem with a side toss like this, but what happens is it causes the issue of basically going in and out of the zone. I have a lot of parents, I have a lot of coaches who do side toss just like this, and they end up their kids' swing ends up going in and out of the zone. So what I would tell you is move from here where you guys are at like this sideways and move over here, and then throw at his back leg. And what that's going to do is now it's going to allow him to work more inside of his body, meaning you can see how right here when he starts to swing, okay, you can see how once he starts to swing, you see how the barrel is kind of going out and around, okay? So usually if the initial part of the swing is messed up, that's going to cause the ending of the swing to mess up. And I can see right here, you can see how he's kind of getting this arm bar, what they say, the bat drag lag thing, you know what I mean? He's starting to do that. And what I believe is from the side toss. And I see this time and time again with parents and coaches and players doing the side toss here. So just move over here where the arrow is and flip him the ball here. Now it's going to force him to, instead of going out and around and going to the baseball, to more pulling his hands inside of his body, meaning working around his shoulder and then pulling his hands inside of his shoulder, or inside of his body as I like to say, and then to the baseball. I always say that you have to work inside your body before you can work inside the baseball. And if you're working around your body, you're going to start working around the baseball. And so you can see that right here as he's starting to swing. You can see how everything's now working around. You see how his hands come here. He's starting to get this arm bar issue right here. Then you can see that little bat lag, whatever they call thing going on there with the elbow leading the hands. You'll start to see that here. And then, since he's working side by side, or, side this area, he starts to come around it in the game. Just because, look, he's went from here, he gets into the zone, and now he's working out of the zone. Okay, now he's doing a good job and he's athletic, where he's still getting proper, what I like to say, proper extension through the baseball. I would like the extension a little bit more higher without supinating the bottom hem. What that means is, I should be able to see this logo longer, right? We're losing the logo here, right here. And so he's turning that over just because you're side tossing it here. We want to have that a little bit longer through, where it should be about up here. And I'll give you a few examples of everything that I'm about to say in 1 minute. So let's go with Mookie Betts first, okay? I was talking to you previously about pulling the hands in. You see how here he's pulling his hands in right in this area, tight to his body, and his shoulders are staying square, right? Okay, and then you can see how he's pulling his like in his hands are going inside of his body. Look at here. Okay, look at his shoulders are turning like a clock as opposed to turning like a door. And then the back gets parallel with the ground in here, and he's working more upwards or inside the baseball. So again, you're working inside your body first and then work inside the baseball. And if you can do that properly, that's when you're going to really drive baseballs and not roll over the baseball. And so that's what I recommend you do. The first thing is fix that angle and what you're flipping the baseball to him. And then that's going to also clear up that extension. If we look at Mookie Betts' bottom hand right here, so you see right here he has the Jordan logo. Okay, you can see how once he starts to swing, you can see how you can still see that bottom logo. Okay, right here you still see it. Okay, and this is where his front foot is after stride, which is the point of contact where we want the baseball. We don't want the baseball too far deep because again they're going to be inside the zone and out of the zone. So we want the point of contact about front foot after stride. That's how you do damage. That's how you hit line drives. That's how you square baseballs up more consistently. Okay, and then you can see here as he keeps swinging, it's not until above his chest. Excuse me, sorry about that. It's not until above his chest that now he starts to supinate that bottom hand or turn that hand over, okay? So I remember a coach told me this. Who was it? I think it was Eric Davis. Eric Davis with the Reds. He was talking to me about this thing. We were looking at video together on my swing, and he was talking about you should see the logo on your batting glove if the video was to the side of you, past the chest. And he says that's when you know you got that swing where it's a slightly upper swing and a swing where you can really drive the baseball. Okay, so that right there is a few things that I want to share with you. And let me sync both of these up real quick. And you can see here, look where the point of contacts are. Okay, front foot after stride. And then you can see here a little bit deeper than front foot. A little bit deeper. Okay, so now he's going to start rolling over. He's not in that power V, which is what we want right here. The power V. See how, how his body is? And it's just because the angle is coming in a little wrong and causing him to come around the baseball. So again, move over here, okay, and flip him the ball inside of his back leg. Okay, that's going to allow him now to start working more inside of his body and inside the baseball, where he's able to square more balls up and stay inside of it. So that's the first thing I would say to recommend you. Okay, and then as far as drills, I honestly believe this is a major issue. I don't know how often you guys do this, but I believe this is a major issue, and why he's rolling balls over is because of this practice. So we're going to move that over and try that for a little bit of time. Before I give you other drills, I could give you more drills. I think, I can help you guys all with that and stuff, but I think you're going to see a big difference in his swing just by changing the angle on which you flip the baseball to him, okay? So definitely do that. As far as the other mechanics of the swing, what we could do is the Troy Gloss drill. I play with Troy Gloss, and Troy Gloss he always, I was rolling over in the game and I was coming around baseballs, rolling over, and he told me to put a tee inside close to my body, okay, and try to hit it up the middle. What it's going to do is going to force you to really pull those hands in tight to your body, and it's going to force your lower half to work properly, and it's going to force you to work towards the baseball because the tee is going to be very tight in here, and you're going to pull your hands in to work inside of the baseball. So that's a great drill. I'll send that drill over as well, but I really believe that if you change this up in the way that you're flipping the baseball, that's going to make a huge impact, okay? Because again, you're training them just to go in and out of the zone. I mean, look at this swing. Look, he's ball's coming here. I know you guys want to work inside the baseball, but the better way is to do it here because he can still have more rhythm and he can hit the baseball more out front. Here, if you throw his ball out front, his swing's going to go in and immediately roll over the baseball. Okay, so that right there is what I got you. I got 2 drills for you, but I think that really will help you a lot. And then also, too, I would love to see some in-game footage, but if that's something you're interested in sending me more footage to help you guys out, I do have a coaching program where I coach kids across the country. I have 1 spot open. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. We'll get him on a, more of a plan. And, how it works is once a week, you send me videos just like this. I break it down to see what we need to work on, what we need to fix. I give you the drills for that week, and we start to fix one issue after another, and until that swing is right. And then also, I have kids I've been basically working with this entire year and helping them go from, where they're at to better swings. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm about to start raising prices. Right now, prices are really, really low. Then let me know, and then we'll talk more about it, okay? And if not, like I said, I think the best thing here is to move him over a little bit, get him more where he's hitting the ball more out front, okay? And then the other thing is just a device. I'm not like a big gimmick person, but you can go like to Walmart and get that dog toy that, it has like, it's like blue, and you put a tennis ball in there, and then you throw the ball, and the dog goes and fetch it. Instead of picking it up with your hand, you're picking it up with that device. I like to do that with players like him, so that he can see his swing. You know what I mean? He can see what he's doing. So have him, put tennis ball in that thing and swing, and you'll see wherever that ball gets released, they'll basically train him to swing properly. And what we want to do is hit the ball more up the middle. We want to aim up the middle. We want to start working slightly upwards. You know what I mean? So like when he swings and he's using that toy and the ball is going more upwards and up the middle, then we know the path is right. And that's what a lot of big leaguers use. Mookie Betts. When I used to practice and train with him, we used to use that toy just as warm up to get our direction up the middle before we start swinging with our normal bat. So these are things that you can help me. And again, I'm not a big gimmick person. I'm not that type of player, but that thing helps me and helps players. And when I'm giving my drills, I usually have them to do that at home. I'm like, hey, this is what I want you to do. We're gonna work here. I'm gonna give you drills Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, you're taking dry hacks or you're using that tool to get more extra reps in, so your swing starts to get dialed in. Okay. So overall, I think your kid's very athletic. I think you guys have done a great job. There's just a few things that I think he needs to work on, and that's one of them. And I think, honestly, if you guys change this angle right here, I think it's going to show a lot of it's going to fix a lot of his flaws. Because right now, just this angle right here is messing him up. I'd never recommend doing this angle unless you're like a pro baseball player or a college baseball player where okay, what I'm supposed to feel and do all that. Because I go to like a lot of little league practices to help teams, and they do this every single time, and these kids are just hitting ground balls and rolling over. Is because the way they practice, they stand right to the side of them instead of being more over here where you give in a little bit more angle so the kid can see it and work more out front. And because the ball's going to start coming here, as a pitcher is throwing here, and we don't want him to get this habit of doing this right here where he's coming in the zone and then out. And you can see how he's not even in that power V. His wrist is starting to roll over, and that's not what we want. So change this up a little bit before we start doing some crazy drills and to fix stuff that's not really a problem. I think you're going to see a huge upside once you do that. Once you start doing this and you start seeing benefits and you start seeing that he's doing things better, then we can reach out and we can move further to get him right. But I don't think he's too far off of really crushing the baseball. So sorry I'm like rambling right now. I enjoyed this, and I'm glad to help you guys. Again, recap, move the ball over here when you flip to him, okay, and throw in the inner of his back thigh, okay, and or the inside of his back leg, okay. So if we're gonna do it, we're gonna throw like right in here, but we're gonna move over here, okay. So that's gonna force him now to get an angle, and he's gonna be able to pull his hands in to work out front. It's gonna look more like this as opposed to like this, okay. And then we can do the Troy Gloss drill and all that, but honestly, I just think that this drill would be efficient enough. And you start doing that pretty much often, it's going to force him to really pull his hands close to his body. You can see here how things start to get away from him right here. You see how everything's getting away? And then that elbow starts leaning. We want his hands to be tight in here. And then as he turns the barrel over, it's going to allow him to basically hit more line drives, okay? The other thing is the extension, and his extension is messing up because the byproduct of his initial start of the swing. So once we fix this, then his extension is going to be even more better. But a big cue for you is that when you get to this position, okay, you should be able to see that bottom hand logo, and you can see it over here with Mookie Betts. He's getting in here, and then you can see here the bottom hand logo. It doesn't turn over until after his chest, okay. And you can see here this turns over. It's turning over like right here, okay. He's turning over right here. So we want to change that, and that's just changing the point of contact and where he's hitting the baseball. So with that being said, thank you for sending this over. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If this was helpful, definitely let me know. And if you guys are interested in that coaching program, let me know. And if not, just a positive review would help me out a lot. Just like writing an email saying, hey, Jermaine helped my son. And yeah, and then I like that you guys got this little device here. I actually know the people who created it. That's pretty cool. They live here. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and they live here in Nashville. Just met them. Pretty cool people, great family. And anyways, thank you guys.